Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear second year students, this is unit 1 of your textbook Headway Plus pre-intermediate students book for John and Les Suez. This unit, the theme of this unit is a revision of present and past continuous tenses and question forms. It has text about how humans communicate, how we use going to with the future, the modal can and the full verb have, as well as question with did, do, does and have. And here we have tenses, questions using bilingual dictionary and social expressions 1. The starter of this unit is match the question and answers. Here we have questions and here we have answers. You have to match them. Where were you born? In Morocco. What do you do? I'm a teacher. Are you married? No, I'm single. Why you are learning English? Because I need it for my job. When did you start learning English? 3 times a year ago. How often do you have English class? 3 times a week. And now we move to the next section 2, students, tenses and questions. Read and listen to Maurizio, and then complete the text using the verbs in the box. Here we have my name is Maurizio Shili. I come from Bologna and a city in the north of Italy. I'm student at the University of Bologna. I'm studying modern language, English and Russian. I also know a little Spanish, so I can speak 4 languages. I'm enjoying the course and a lot, but it really hard work. The course started 3 years ago. I live at home with my parents and my sister. My brother went to work in the United States last year. After I graduate, I am going to work as a translator. I hope so. Now we move to the second section. After we complete this the text, complete the question about Kali. Number 1, when does she come from? Where does she live? Number 3, who does she live with? Number 4, what is she studying? Number 5, is she enjoying the course? Number 6, how many languages does she speak? Number 7, when did her course start? Number 8, what is she going to do after she graduates? Listen carefully and write the answers to the question. If you listen to the tape scripts, you would change your answers. Listen to Kali. Number 3, complete the question to Kali. Which university do you go to? I don't go to a university. I'm a student. I study at home. Number 2, do you have a job? Yes, I do, a part-time job. Number 3, what are you doing at the moment? I'm writing an essay. Number 4, when did you come to England? 15 years ago. Number 5, what's your husband's name? Dave. what does your husband do? He is an architect. So this is Carly Robinson, and we move to the grammar spot. Find examples of present, past, and future tenses in the text about Maurizio and Carly. Which tenses are the two verb forms in these sentences? What is the difference between them? He lives with his parents. She is living with an English family for a month. So here we have a difference between two sentences, and the two verbs forms are the present simple and the present continuous. They are formed differently. The third person of the present simple ends with s. He lives, and the present continuous is ending with ing, living. More importantly, they mean different things, these sentences. The present simple is used to express an action which is always true. He lives with his parents. This action is true, or this is a fact. But the present continuous is used to express an activity happening now or around now. She is living with an English family now for a month and around now. It's not a fact. Maybe she would or will move to live with another family or return back to her family. So these are the differences. Number 3, match the question words and answers. What? Sandwich. Who? Jack. Where? In New York. When? Last night. Why? Because I want to. And how many? 4. And how much? It is $5. And how? By bus. Where is by bus? And whose? It's mine. Well, and which? The black one, or the black one, yeah. So grammar reference 1.1 and 1.2, page 129. Let's move to the grammar spot or grammar reference. Here are the unit 1. So this unit is has example of present simple and present continuous, the past simple and two future forms, going to, and the present continuous for the future. All these sentences are covered again later units, unit 2, 3, and 5, 9. The aim in this unit is to revise what you know. The present tenses: he lives with his parents. She speaks 3 languages. I am enjoying the course. They are studying at the university. The present tense is: he went to America last year. She came to England 3 years ago. So last year ago is an indications of the past. Future forms: I'm going to work as an interpreter. So what are you doing tonight? Here we have the future form of using present to refer to the future form. Questions with the question word. Questions are can begin with a question word: what, where, which, how, when, why, whose. There is the station. Why are you laughing? Whose is this coat? How does she go to work? What, which, and whose can be followed by a noun. What size do you take? What sort of music do you like? Which coat is yours? Whose book is this? Number 3, which is generally used when there is a limited choice. Which is your husband, the blonde one or the dark one? The rule is not always true. What newspaper do you read? Which newspaper do you read? How can be followed by an adjective, an adverb? How big is his new car? How fast does it go? How can also be followed by much and money. Many. How much is the sandwich? How many brothers and sisters have you got? Questions with no question word. Are you hot? Yes, I am not. No, I'm not. Is she working? Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Does he smoke? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Can you swim? Yes, I can. No, I can't. So here the how you put in negative the question sentence. Form. Verb forms with an auxiliary verb, positive and question. She is reading. Is she reading? They are watching a film. What are they watching? She can drive. Can she drive? And so on. The verb form with no auxiliary verb. In the present simple and past simple, there is no auxiliary verb in the positive. They live in London. He arrived yesterday. Does, did is used in question. Do they live in London? Where does Bill come from? When did he arrive? When did he arrive? Sorry. So here are the form of the TypeScript. Now we move to the textbook to practice the grammar. Talking about you, ask and answer question with a partner. Here we have a classroom activity to ask about yourself and your partner. Where do you live? And have any brother or sisters? Do you have any brothers and sisters? What like going at the weekend? What do you like? What do you like doing at the weekend? Here we have the practice about what the grammar references are talking about, and let's move to number 1, talking about you, and in groups ask and answer questions. Do you like listening or music? Listening to music. Number 3, write a paragraph about you, and here write a paragraph about you. Use the text about Maurizio. Now before we check it, come and here we have do you like listen to music? Yes, I do. No, I don't. What sort of music do you like? Jazz, for example. What are you wearing? I'm wearing a t-shirt. What is your teacher wearing? My teacher is wearing a suit. What do you do last night? Nothing at all. What are you doing tonight? I am invited to a party, for example. Write a paragraph about you. Use the text about Maurizio to help you. And here we have classroom activity. Getting information. Your teacher will give you some information about Joy Darling. a postman. Do you you don't have the same information? Ask and answer a question. Student 1, Joy Darling started working as a postman when she drives a van because she delivers letters to a lot of small villages. Student B, Joy Darling started working as a postman 30 years ago. When she was 22, she drive a van because uh, why does she drive a van? Because she want to make living. And here we have choose the check it. Here we have choose the correct verb form. Hassan is coming from Syria. Hassan comes from Syria. It's a fact. He speaks or is speaking Arabic and French. He's speaking or speak, yes. He speaks some reason 3 languages. Number 3, today Tom is wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Is wearing because this is happening now. Number 4, do you like black coffee? Because this is always true, and like is a state verb. Number 5, went. Are you liking? Do you like? Last year she goes on holiday to Florida. Went because it's a past tense. Number 6, next year she is going to study at the university. Is going to study because it's a future plan and has been the resolution has been taken before. A vocabulary using a bilingual dictionary. Here we are talking about the bilingual dictionary. Here we have the English and the French meaning, or vice versa. Here we have book in English and livre in French, and so on. What these words? Right, noun, verb, adjective, adverb, and preposition. Bread is a noun, beautiful is adjective, on is a preposition, and never is adverb. Quickly is an adverb. These words have more than one meaning. Book, I am reading a book, good book. I booked a room at the hotel. And mean, he is mean, and this word he is mean. He is mean, and he is mean. And what do you mean? So mean here حقير. What do you mean? ماذا تعني? A verb. So here you could listen to the tape script and check your answers. And let's move to the next page. Reading, communication. How many different ways can people communicate? Communication is the way we use to understand each other. We have this means of communication by using language and using body language or sign language to communicate our ideas and to translate the meaning of the our culture to the next generation. So how many different ways can people communicate? Many ways of communication: by writing a letter, or by communicate through mobile, or through interview, or by using different platform of communication or application for communication. and your teacher will give you some ideas to communicate, but you can't use words. Mime to your partner, and your partner has to guess what they are. Read the text quickly and match the heading and heading to the paragraph. A history of communication, how we communicate, communication today, differences between people and animals. All these questions could be answered by you, dear students, and match the picture on page 1 to each of the 4 ancient societies in paragraph 3, and read the text again and answer the question: which animals are mentioned? What can they do? What is the special about human communication? What can we do? Which 4 forms of the media are mentioned in the last paragraph? And what is good and bad about information technology today? Now, dear students, we are going to move to the next section and next page, which is people are the great communicators. So people are the great communicators all over the world, and here we have the great communicators. The first paragraph is how we communicate. We can write here how we communicate as a heading for this paragraph. The second paragraph is differences between people and animal. Here animal have ways of exchanging information too. Bees dance and tell other bees where to find food. Number 3, C. So here we have communication technology were very important in the development of all the great ancient societies. Here we have the history of communication, and here we have communication today. Radio, film, and television have had a huge influence on society in the last 100 years. Now we move to listening and speaking. Here in this section we are using our oral skills to speak, and we train our ears to listen. The heading of this section is neighbors. Who are you? Who are your ideal neighbors? Complete the questionnaire on the right, then discuss your answers with the partner. Good walls make a good neighbors. You will hear Mr. Snell and her new neighbor Steve talking about each other. Group A listen to Mr. Snell. Group B listen to Steve. Answer the questions. When did Steve move into his job? So into his new flat. It is a large flat. What's his job? Is it a good job? So you could answer these questions, dear students, to check your answers. Now, when did Steve move into his new flat? He moved in a few weeks ago. And is it large flat? No, it isn't. Number 3, what's his job? Is it a good job? She thinks he is builder. In fact, we work in an advertising. It is a good job. Number 4, does he work in long hours? Yes, he does, and so on. I want you, dear student, to answer these questions. And now we move to role play. It is a classroom activity. What do you think as a classroom activity? And now we move to everyday English. In everyday English section, we use certain expressions in different social situations. I'm sorry I'm late. Don't worry, come and sit down. Now we move to the matching expressions and responses. When do you use these expressions? How are you? Fine, thanks. Hello, Jane. Hi, Habibi, Habiba. And how do you do? How do you do? See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. And with how do see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye. And good night. Good night. Good morning. Good morning. Excuse me. And excuse me with yes, I can help you. Excuse me. Hello, I'm Ella Powell. Hello, I'm Ella Powell. Pleased to meet you, Ella. And excuse me, bless you. Have a good weekend. Thank you very much indeed. Make yourself as a home, or at home. Make yourself at home. And here we have the listening to check your answers, and this is a classroom activity. Now we move to unit 2.